right, so I'm blessed to be here as the opening speaker, nervous but blessed, and I'm sure you're also excited taking this journey, the first step towards entrepreneurship. And I want to help with the topic of entrepreneurial mindset. When they asked me, actually, when they said, Sir Ben and Sir Alan there said like, oh, you're going to be the opening speaker. The topic is going to be entrepreneurial mindset. I said like, well, I'm an expert in failures. I have done, I have started businesses, failed several times. So I think I'm going to be an expert in this. I have a PhD in that. So I said like, I think I'm going to be able, I will be able to share a few, tips here and there to avoid failure. Like what they said, experience is the best teacher. But others' experience is the best teacher. So you don't have to fail, experience the same failure and the same disappointment. So who here has rode a scary roller coaster before? All right. So what was the feeling, sir? Exhilarating. Were you scared before? Of course. I'm afraid of heights. You're afraid of heights, but you did it anyway. Why?
Because my mom did.
Was your mom more brave? You're 6-year-old.
She encouraged me to join this.
Was it in the Philippines, the Enchanted Kingdom one? No. Here. Okay. Who else experienced the scariest roller coaster ride before? Uulit? Ferrari. Uulit? I haven't done that, but uulit. So how was the feeling?
Exciting, and you will just scream.
So how about who went on a sailboat and then encountered a stormy sea? Who experienced that before? Oh, wow. Okay, can you share that experience? Did you expect no, ma'am. Yes po. Did you expect the storm or was it like unexpected?
Actually, it's not really a storm. It's a high tide, but the waves are coming in because we are very near the one that separates the high water from the normal one. There's a divider. And then the banquero guy said, huwag niyong ibaba yung paa nyo because we are approaching the sharky part of the water.
Oh, sharks pa.
The boat engine died. So that's the problem because we're from the island going to the main island. So it was scary.
It was scary.
And I have pledged everything that I have. So that we will just go back to the main island.
So I have a fear of deep, dark waters. It's called thalassophobia. So you would you cannot drag me on a sailboat in the middle of the ocean. I have no plans going on a cruise also. Have you done hiking on one of the tallest mountains? Hino? Yes po. Experience, share. Were you scared? Did you stand near a cliff and take that selfie or photo? You climbed very slow, but you made it there and you made it down. Yeah. Who spoke in a big stage with more than 3,000 audience? Stage fright. So these are all fears. When people were surveyed, what was your worst fear? This all came up as one of all the 4 top fears. Entrepreneurship is not for the faint-hearted. So kudos to you for enrolling, taking that first step. And this is for the brave, and because it's going to be a scary, exhilarating, but fulfilling ride of a lifetime. So I am Melon. I have started my business in 2009. Well, that was the successful business because I'm still doing it now. So I'm also a best director, named twice in Emirates Short Film Fest. I'm a member of BNI, the events group. I'm a board of director of the Philippine Business Council. I am also recently been given a certificate from the International Gemological Institute as a Pearl Grader. I'm a member of the Dubai Business Women Council, and I have currently three brands that I'm running. That's my co-founder there, my husband, Arish. That's why it's called Mel, Rish. I'm Mel. Cheesy, but we're stuck with it. But you know what? I'll just give you one tip. If you're going to start a business, make it easy for your audience to spell it. You know, they said a lot of whenever we're sharing our name with other nationalities here, they will be like, ha, Malrish, oh, sounds cool. And I'm like, yes. In my mind, it was like, yes, it sounded so cheesy back then, but you know, but that's okay with them because I have heard about businesses with such weird names and it's so hard to spell. Like, hi, I'm from this. What can you spell? www dot blah, 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 blah. Spell it again, you know. So Everlast is one of our businesses also. It's for a photo book company. And our recent business is Olivia Pearl Jewelry. And I call myself storyteller because we're not just photographers, we're not just videographers. We call ourselves storytellers using the tools of the camera tools and video. So I'll be sharing the journey. I'll be talking about entrepreneurial mindset, and I'll be sharing the lessons that we've learned throughout the journey. Because for me, that's the best teacher. That's how I learned and grew throughout the years. So our journey started in 2008 because we got married then. Okay, so when we got married, and then we had a wedding in the Philippines, our photos were very, let's say, traditional, very posed. And then they, you know, yung mga tipong look into the sky, then hold your bouquet under your chin. Yung tipong ilalagay mo sa tarpaulin, tapos lalagyan mo ng dove and clouds. That was that. So I said, like, this is not what I was expecting. I did not like our wedding photos. And we have basic knowledge of photography back then, but we don't know what a good wedding photography looked like. I attended a workshop. We attended a workshop in Gulf Photo Plus. And then there was a speaker there. He's one of the world-renowned wedding photojournalists in the US, and he was doing wedding photojournalism. And I said, like, that's the story, that's the kind of photos I like. The photos that were telling stories, black and whites, you know. It doesn't matter if it's not really good as long as it told the story. So I said, when we told this to our friends, and they said, like, yeah, they laughed at our photos, actually. They was like, so cheesy. And then they said, like, but please, when you take our photos, don't make it like this, you know. So you tell the story. And so we tested the new learned lessons with our friends. So lesson number one, don't start for money. If you're here, you're going to start your business, and the only reason you have is because I want money, I want to earn. I want to quit my job and I want to earn. You're not going to succeed. You're going to easily quit. How do I start then? I said, business, right? Everyone started a business because they want to earn. Your main reason should be to solve someone's problem. So that was how we started business, because we did not want other couples to experience what we experienced. So that's what made us love what we do. That made us start our business, because we did not really start it with money because of money. We started it because we wanted to solve the problem. And that's what keeps us going until now. We are still trying to solve couples' problems. We don't want them to experience what we have experienced. So that's the first lesson. Chase the vision, not the money. The money will end up following you. When you help others get what they want, the money will come to you. Early 2009, we had the opportunity to open a different business. So that time, Global Village decided they will make it all year round. You know, they will open a Global Village mall. So we were the first ones to get that information, and then we said, like, why not open a furniture business? My background is interior design. Liv here is my classmate in the university in UP Diliman. And so I have a passion for business. My first job in Dubai was I was working as a visual merchandiser for Marina Home Interiors. So I had a background in furniture and visual merchandising. So when we were offered the area for the Philippines, it had like 5 spaces. I took 3. I said, that time also there were no Filipino street food. I said, like, I love Filipino street food. I want to bring it here. So we booked 3 spaces. And that time also, in 2009, the banks were like giving away heck of a lot of money. So they said, like, what? Your salary is 6,000? Oh, here's 250,000. So like, 250,000 for me and 250,000 for my husband? Why not? That's 500,000. So we'll open a business. So we got the loan, we paid down payment for them, so we paid about 35,000 for all 3 spaces because they said it will take about 12 months to hand over the space, so we have that, and we have the business plan ready. Yeah, I took a business entrepreneurship in UPOU that time, so I was learning entrepreneurship also. So I said like, yeah, why not, you know? And then I lived with my landlady, who was also head of finance in one of a construction business in Dubai. She was already, 9 years in Dubai. I thought that she was really good in money because she had a business also. I said like, whoa, good. So, and she heard about me opening that business. She said like, I would love to be partners with you. That's good because I don't have any idea on money. So she said, I will give 250,000, but for the meantime, I'll be keeping the 500,000 and then I'll give you interest. So then at least you can have money to pay the monthly, installment to the bank while we're waiting for the handover of the space. Ako naman, syempre, parang, sige, ganon, no? So, after I gave her the money, then after 3 months, my mom needed money for operation. She had to be operated. So I said like, wait, so I need about 30,000 dirhams. So I called her, she's not picking up the phone, and then called her office because I know where she works, because I trusted her, no? I know where she works. Husband works in a big airline company where their kids go to school. I used to live with them, so I know exactly where they live. So I was like, it's okay. So I called her, and then I called the company. We're actually looking for her because she's been AWOL for 2 weeks now. And I'm like, what? Okay, teka, wait. Tawagan ko yung company nila because they have a cargo company back then. May sumagot, sabi nila, 3 buwan na po kaming walang sweldo. What? So I went to their house in Satwa where I used to live with them. Like, wala na to, nakantado na yung door. And I'm like, where will I get? Buti sana if the 500,000 is the only one missing. But I also had colleagues who heard about the business. They invested 60,000. One invested 60,000, the other one invested 30,000. So the money with her is approximately almost 600,000. So I'm like, kaya nga. Dirhams. So, I told my mama first, ma, hindi ako makakapagpadala. Kasi, hindi ko lang kung sabihin ko sa kanya. Siyempre, ang hubungan niya, that's 6 million, halos, kinalkulit pa nga calculation, that's 6 million pesos. Teka, wait, mali. 7 million, parang ganon, pesos. Sabi niya ganon. Oo, sabi ko, hanap muna kayo ng mauutangan yun kasi hindi ako makakapagpadala. Tapos, installment namin sa bank is 13,000. Sweldo namin dalawa, pag kinonbine mo, is 11,000. So, parang, how do. So, parang, syempre, depression first, denial, then anger, then anxiety. You wake up every night na parang what should we do? Takas na lang kaya tayo, pero no, we're people of faith. We have to, keep our integrity. So, yun. So, lesson number 2, hard lesson that we've learned, wisdom before blind trust. Don't trust anyone with your hard-earned money. Even though maganda yung promises, they will present you the world and all. So that was the lesson I learned. Even though kapatid, cousin, or someone, best friend. So yun. So what feels like a lesson number 3, what feels like a setback is really preparation. So instead of sitting there moaning, and of course I did that after siguro 3 days, sabi ko, you know what, my tears won't bring us money, you know, sleepless nights, or, you know, sitting here moaning, and, you know, because I also said like, oh, like, let's go to the police. All the bounce checks she gave bounced, all the checks she gave bounced, you know, so they said, like, we can also launch an international investigation because I don't think they're here, but then it will cost you this much and this much. Like, I don't have anything talaga, no? So, might as well move on. Let's move forward. So, let's move forward. Let's just do what we do best, photography. So, we did. So, thank God also that even though there was a recession that time, all our colleagues were getting laid off. Di kami natanggal. Thank God talaga. So we moved forward, did a lot of shoots, shot events on weekend, advertised here and there, and then, you know, slowly we were able to pay up the loan. Start where you are. Lesson number 4. So we approached our friends. We'll shoot your weddings. We'll shoot this. We'll shoot your birthdays. So start with people who will support you. Start with what you have. We have a simple Canon, the basic 450D. We did not want to invest on anything kasi wala rin pang invest, you know. So start with what you have, start where you are. So lapitan niyo muna yung mga closest sa inyo before you start. Ask them for feedback. You know, what do you think? You know, so the photos that we did, these are our friends' photos. One got married at the beach. The other one got married in the Philippines. And the third one was our friend's wedding. It was the first wedding in Atlantis. So we posted those and advertised, you know, wrote down, blog posts. Tsaka Friendster pa ata. Lesson 5, start small, build small. So then we were posting and then sharing it on blog posts. Then a couple based here, they're Indian couple, they said, we love the style of your photos because we kept sharing and online, you know, being visible, moving forward, let's move forward, let's not, you know, let this setback stop us. So the couple said, I love the style of your wedding, I want to fly you to India. Let's do this. So like they paid us, mura lang yung bayad sa amin, pero it was good enough for us to start. You know, so we did that, and then another couple booked us in India again, but Dubai couple. So we were able to shoot those weddings. Maliit lang yung charge, pero we were building a portfolio. You know, we wanted to tap the international market, and this was it. This was the first step. And the good thing about Indians is if once they like you, they will talk about you in their community. Yes, so that's how we grew so fast. So this Indian couple told about this in their Indian community, then that Indian friend getting married also. And also the good thing about weddings is when you shoot a wedding, all the bridesmaids and the groomsmen, they're single. So make sure you market to them and take nice photos of them too. So work your way from the inner circle, which is your first client, then start connecting with their friends. That's how you grow organically. Then in lesson number 6, so when we did like photography, we did not know how to do video. We referred videographer friends, but their style was different. So one of the couples who we shot said like, I don't like the video style that your friend was capturing. I want your style. Why don't you do video? So we learned. So thanks to YouTube University, following Jason Magbanwa, following all his style, studying, you know, how he does his video, and, you know, and then we told our couple, okay, so they did not book us for the wedding video. They did not book a videographer at all. I said like, we will shoot your wedding, the video too. Like, pay us for the photography, but for the videography, we'll shoot it for free if you did not like it. But if you like it, can you pay us 500? 500 lang. Sorry. So they said, okay, so let's gamble. Sige, let's see. So we did we put our skills to the test. We feel like we can do this now. So we did the wedding videography. They got married in Jebel Ali Church, and their reception was in World Trade. So we had like a 4-hour gap. So, huwag nyo nang hanapin yung video kasi hindi siya maganda. But that time, maganda siya. So, when they watched the video, I was so touched also because she cried watching the video. She said she was so happy that she said, like, you know what? I'm not going to give you 500. I'm going to give you 1,000 dirhams for the video. And that's how we offered videography to our clients also. So we were shooting photos and videos, then switch back video and photos. So that's how we got into videography as well. So develop a learner's mindset. Don't say na, okay, hanggang photography lang ako. Develop yourself. And there's always, it's an endless sea of learning. Learn something new every day. And there's so many resources. The first step you took is here. You're going to learn a lot of things from all the, upcoming speakers. Take notes. You're blessed kasi when I was starting the business, I did not have this, walang master class ng time na yun. Tapos, I did not have mentors, and I did not have any, I have only YouTube. But then, those YouTube and books are also good resource if you really, pour yourself into them. A study by Kaufman Foundation found that entrepreneurs who dedicate time to skill development are 2.5 times more likely to grow their business beyond 10 employees. Yay! So I have more than 10 employees, I think, so that I think is true. And Bill Gates reads about 50 books a year. Elon Musk taught himself rocket science by reading textbooks and manuals. Imagine you would have thought that, okay, Elon Musk would have studied in MIT or somewhere, to learn rocket science, but he just read books learning it. Now, this lesson, never jump off a plane without a parachute. Build your business while still having stability. This is paraphrase from Richard Branson. So, while I was paying the loan, because it's a 5-year loan, I did not decide to go, even though we have constant stream of sideline from photography and video, I did not jump off right away. So, in 2014, finally, yay, loan-free. That's when we registered the business. That's when I decided to quit my job. So I was already building myself, as an entrepreneur, I was still employed, but also learning from my experience as an employee. I was learning marketing from my companies that I was working with. Pero the good thing about what I was doing is I was not competing. I actually became an intrapreneur. You know what's an intrapreneur? I was offering my services to the company. So that's why when I quit my job, my first clients were my old bosses. Because you don't compete with your bosses. You help them succeed. So then when it's time for you to stand up on your own, they'll be the ones helping you build that business. Until now, some of them are my clients. So lesson 7, don't quit your job too soon. So I was actually, in 2014, I already climbed the corporate ladder. I was already the area visual manager for Pottery Barn and Pottery Barn Kids. And I was actually having that dilemma, like, should I quit my job? Because it's actually stable, no? So I said, like, it's 18,000 and I'm like having a good managerial position. It's not that big, pero I said, like, stability. Then I can go on, 30-day annual leave. I can switch off my phone and then so should I, do I? But then I'm like, I have to give up one or the other. Because the turning point was when so we were still working, shooting, because we were quite, getting a lot of clients already. Working Monday to Friday, it's a 9-to-5 job, and then on weekends, we have to shoot events. Then I have to edit them on weekdays when I come home until 3 a.m. And my daughter that time, she was already 3 years old. the turning point was like I was editing and she was waiting for me. And my office was in the laundry room of our house. We have, in a 2-bedroom apartment, we have a laundry room. And that's where I put my desk and, my small office. And we put the rubber mat. At 11 a.m., she was waiting for me. And then she fell asleep on the floor. And I said, like, this is not healthy. I should make a choice. Now that I'm debt-free, what's stopping me from jumping into, unknown? Say, like, I can let go of my stable and, big company job, or jump into the unknown kasi we know that events that time cannot sustain you. Events here in Dubai stops at May. Wala na ng events ng June, July, then August. Mabubuhay na lang yung mga tao pagdating ng September. Late September pa nga eh. So it was like, okay, do I go for the stability or do I go for the infinite possibility? So, I'm an adventurer, but I don't ride bikes. So, I don't know how. So I quit my job in 2014. And then lesson number 8, why is it lesson number 8? Why join networks and find trusted people? So, I quit my job. I said, hanap ako ng trade license. Mag-apply ako trade license. So, naghanap ako sa Gulf News. Trade license for 30,000. Sakto, yung gratuity ko. Sakto na. So, na-meet ko siya, we met in Sheikh Zayed, tapos may virtual office kasi kailangan daw ng Ejari, ganyan-ganyan. So, 30,000, so binigay na yung 30,000. Hindi na natuto, no? Kaya nga, sabi ko, nasa Gulf News naman siguro siya, so legit naman siguro, tsaka may office nila, no? So, pero, so legit nga siya, totoo. Pero hindi niya binigay yung trade license hanggang 75,000 na kami. Kasi sasabihin niya, kasi nagka-problema, kasi may hidden charges, kasi merong, kailangan pala natin bayaran yung local. So parang, bigay mo na lang yung trade license namin. So finally, 75,000. After 75,000, may trade license na. So, then, after a year, sabi ko, later on, kailangan pala namin ng office, no? So, kasi dami namin clients na who wants to have a studio shoot, hanap tayong office. So, don't worry, di na ako naloko sa office. So, yun, lesson number 8, it's important. So, ngayon pala, kasi after several years, nag-member ako sa BNI. That's where you find people, no? Find trusted suppliers. Kasi, suppliers, they should have at least find out who they worked with before. Sino may kakilala sa kanya? Okay, so nag-trade license siya. Sino pa kaya yung niya? Don't just look at random na, may nag-post 10,000 trade license, yay, or we'll advertise you on Google for this much, Ask someone, sino nakatrabaho niya. So, join networks, expand your network, and find people that work with that supplier. Don't just blindly trust someone. Yung lesson kanina. No? Lesson number 9, start lean, delegate well. So I have, in my 16-year plus experience, I have also friends who wanted to start businesses, who have started businesses also. But a lot of them are still solopreneurs, I was also doing a lot on my own. You will do a lot of things on your own. Marketing, admin, accounting, and all. So, but you will realize it's not scalable. You cannot grow your business. So, delegate well. Document the things that you're doing and which one is this that you can delegate to someone. It won't cost you so much. But if you delegate this, you would free up more time to do this that will get you more money. So I said that first one is, ang laki na binabayad ko sa freelance na photographer. I worked with Ernie before, no, siya reasonable. So si Kuya Ernie is one of our, for that time I said, like, we have a lot of weddings and we had a lot of shoots. And then, it's hard for me to shoot and work behind the scenes also. So my first two team members were videographers because That would save me, number one, money. That would also save me someone who's gonna sit in the office. So that's how we started. So if you think that admin work will help you, hire a VA. Don't be afraid to invest. Pero syempre, again, lesson number 8, go to lesson number 8, find trusted people. Sino kaya pwede kong pagkatiwalaan ng aking hard-earned money? Keep away from those who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the really great make you feel that you too can become great. So this is one of the realizations that I have. When I started the business, I lost many friends. That's one thing that you will notice when that means it's actually a sign that you're growing. You lose your old friends because they won't understand what you're going through. They won't also, a hard truth, once you're into entrepreneurship, and you're dedicated into growing your business, you will not have time for a lot of things like picnic in the park, sige, mga ano na lang yan, mga once in a quarter, na dating, every week. Yung Netflix night, or yung manonood kayo or you go to the bar, you go this, that. And they won't sometimes understand. Pero you'll notice that the people who belittle you, they're always the people below you. Walang people above you who will belittle you. Because all those who have been there, done that, what they will want is they want to help you out. Unless competitions, that's, so yun lang yun. But those who are above you, who have experienced this, they will always be willing to help. And then those who keep dragging you down are those below you. Kasi they want, misery loves company kasi. So you will, but it's a hard truth. You will realize that. People who sometimes the people that you hire will be the ones dragging you down. So, harsh truth, but it's the truth. But also, don't take it personally. May pinagdadaanan lang sila. Keep striving. Seasons change. So, of all the teams that we had, there was a team member who actually, they resigned altogether. So they said babagsak naman. This is in their chat group. So mali lang nila nag-chat group sila sa loob ng office namin, sa computer namin, tapos nabuksan namin yung computer, no? Parang, di ba, may screenshot, correct, may pruweba. So yun lang, sana hindi nila ginamit yung computer ng office. Papasok kami ng Sunday, tapos bubuksan namin yung computer kasi may hahanapin kami file, tapos parang ganun ganon. So, but don't take it personally. It's okay. Seasons change. They'll move on. You'll move on. You'll survive. So, for 2014 to 2017, even though we had those struggles and we had those trials, we still were able to move on. Just move on, Keep moving forward. We shot weddings in Bahrain, in Hungary, in Jordan, mali spelling, Sri Lanka, India, Qatar, Philippines, Georgia, Kuwait. So, even though people will bring you down, you have to have that strong faith in yourself and strong faith in God that you can do things, 2017 we decided to open our next brand is the photo book department, which is Everlast Albums and Prints. Kasi we were printing, doing wedding photography and video, and one of the packages, part of the package is wedding album. So then we look for wedding albums in Italy. Ay, ang mahal. Tas ang tagal pa mag-deliver. Okay, so scrap that. Tas karap kami ng printer in Sharjah, and then nakita kami, kaso hindi siya reliable. So, pag na-deliver sa client, yung glue natatanggal, so gano'n. So, parang yung quality control, hindi mo makontrol. So, we decided to invest in machinery and printers, and then we opened our next brand. So, that's lesson 11. Continue to evolve and innovate. So, if you're thinking now na parang, this is my business model, pero I want it advanced. I want to offer this and this and this. Like I said, start small. But as you grow, you will learn that, I planned this before, pero pwede pa pala ako later on. So, start with the basics. Start with your core product. Kasi later on, you will find out that you will have the chance to innovate and evolve. So, don't be afraid kasi you don't have to have that massive investment. You say like, I will only start once I have 100,000 dirhams kasi I want this and I want that. I want to offer this with my this, you know. So it's don't think that you cannot start with just the basics. So in 2017 also, we moved to our second office kasi our team got bigger. We went to Onyx Tower in the Greens, and I love this picture kasi it was in my vision board 3 years prior that. So I was like, I love Friends, and I love the brick wall, you know. So I said like, I stuck this photo of a brick wall office, and I was like so happy kasi I had it. On having a vision, so take delight in the Lord and He will give you the desires of your heart. I'm not into this manifestation thing, but I believe that if you pray for it, God knows what's inside your heart. And He knows that if you're, if you're working according to His will, He will give you the desires of your heart. So every year, November or October, November, I start putting together a vision board. Siguro it's been now since even before I met my husband, I have vision boards. Like when I came to Dubai, I was living in bed space. I was, natutulog ako sa ilalim ng bunk bed. Tapos sabi ko, I want a car. Kaso sweldo ko lang 2.6. Pero I still cut this Chevrolet orange color. Tapos nilagay ko sa bunk bed. Para nakikita ko siya every day. 1 year after my stay in Dubai, pero 2.6 pa rin ang sweldo ko. I was able to buy that same car. So, so I still believe that, if you manifest, if you cut it, like, you see it, visually, iba rin daw kasi pag sinulat mo lang. Pero pag visual siya, it's like it's giving you a direction. It's like your North Star. This is what I'm going to do. This is what's going to happen. And it's a testament actually. Like several times, not only that office. The current office that we have now is also a photo that I cut. So we got that office 2020. It was a photo that I cut 2018. So even yung dinrawing ko lang na I have this YouTube video that dinrawing ko lang sa pen, sa notebook. It's not even a cutout from magazine. I said, I want to go to Maldives one day. Sasabi ko, merong hammock, may pine trees. And then there's a photo, I'll come, hopefully if you can visit my house or share it online. We have a photo in Maldives exactly the same, pero nandun na kami sa photo. So yun. So it's just that, if you have that vision, put it visually together. Because it will drive you forward. Lesson 12, your only competition is yesterday's you. So, may nagsabi, yung video skills mo, YouTube University lang, di ka naman nag-media, hindi ka nag-aral ng media, ganyan. Wala ka naman experience sa mass communication, sa ganyan. So, I said, sasali ako sa film competition. Ano pa So, 48-hour competition. There was the film competition, so I joined. Sabi ko, may wedding kami, pero this is the only chance I can prove to myself. So, I joined. I won first runner-up and most promising director, and the same film won me best director in the Emirates Short Film Festival. So, yeah. So, yes, sabi ko, you don't have to have the certificates. You can only compete with your yesterday's you. I will keep going, and I will keep evolving and learn new things, get better. Not because I want to compete with that person or with that person, but because I want to be a better Melon. Lesson number 13, be generous, pay it forward. So in 2019, I said like, hey, it's been 10 years since I shot our first wedding. We shot our first wedding. It's our decada, 10-year anniversary. So I said like, you know what? God has been faithful. I will take my whole team, we'll take our whole team to Georgia. So we took the whole team to Georgia. So, so, so we had like a Airbnb, but the whole team had, enjoyed. So pay it forward, be generous. Kasi no one has ever become poor by giving. When you give to others, it will come tenfold to you. Pero don't give because you're gonna expect something in return. Give out of your heart, Lesson 14, trials build resilience. Alright, so 2019, 10 years, nag-Georgia kami, tas future is looking bright, our team was growing, a lot of projects are pouring in, Expo 2020, we got inquiries, and then we said like, okay, let's book, let's shift to a bigger warehouse. Since pareho lang naman, almost the same price of our office, and we have so much, so much in store. But then, March 15, this is the last wedding that we'll be shooting. So like, ano yun? So, yes, pandemic. And then this was not like this yet. It was empty kasi they will hand over the keys to us May. So ngayon, wala kaming shoots. Tas nagtawag yung ibang clients. Can we get the refund? We paid down payment. And I'm like, shoo. So it's like, but we've been in a harder place before. 600,000. Diba? So, pero syempre nakakaloka pa rin. So, from our 3-bedroom apartment in Greens, sabi namin, let's do this, we can do this. Mag-squatter kaya tayo sa warehouse. Pero hindi. Lumipat kami sa 2-bedroom apartment, ilagay namin yung kalahati ng gamit namin sa warehouse. So then yung warehouse na, if you come visit, please, you're all welcome to visit the studio. You will notice that, okay, it looks really makeshift. Pero hindi, industrial style yan. Yeah. So yun yung style ng office namin. So you should be thankful pala for trials because it's preparing you for the storms ahead. So even though we lost half of our team, we did not fire them. We did not terminate anyone during the pandemic. And we provided, even though they were not working, we provided all their housing allowances. So a lot of them went back to the Philippines. They said, we'll stay here na lang kasi, like, syempre, mukhang hopeless na before. I know you all experienced that. Parang, oh, meron pa bang future? Pero may future. So, do you know, this is a survey of study. Out of 28 million businesses, 28 firms, they all go through this called Valley of Death. So this is like before 1 million, 96% of businesses will close down. 96, only 4% of businesses out of 28 million businesses that open, only 4% go above, like continue and reach the $1 million mark. And business is not just a straight up. It's not that path straight up. It's gonna, parang roller coaster, no? Kala mo tapos na bigla, meron pa pala. So then, yun. So that's businesses. So be prepared for the valley of death. We are currently in a valley of death, to be honest. Kasi every summer, there's this wave of walang business sa Dubai. So you have to be prepared for that. Entrepreneurship, it's not a bed of roses. It's a bed of thorns. But fall 7 times and stand up 8. Resilience. If there's one thing that business entrepreneurship taught me, it's resilience. Kailangan talaga matalakas loob mo sa business. Kasi yun pala yun. Parang you'll have days that, ano papasweldo ko? Ano yung babayad ko sa renta? Will the business continue? But, like I said, if you're resilient and if you keep going, you will survive the storms that will come your way. So, lesson na 2022, dahil nakasurvive kami ng COVID, thank God nakasurvive kami ng COVID. So, dinala ko yung team namin sa Armenia. So, sabi ko, so, nag-snow mountain kasi sabi, majority of my team, kasi napunta kami sa Georgia, walang snow. Kasi nung napunta kami sa Georgia, may patch of snow, sabi nila, ay, excited silang lahat sa patch of snow. Sabi ko, so this time, sige, magpagulong-gulong tayong lahat sa snow. Pero realize namin, malamig pala masyado yung snow. So, we miss Dubai a lot. So, pero yes, learn to live with less. Yun yung natutunan namin. So, whenever you're facing valley of death, kailangan palang mamaluktot pag maiksi yung kumot. So, learn that. Kailangan marunong kayo mag-adjust. Sige, this month, parang, like I said, we're currently in a valley of death right now. I said, kasi that's entrepreneurship. It's gonna get better, but we cannot guarantee that you're going to have a lot of money all the time. You're gonna get all the money so for us to be able to give salaries and for us to continue with our business, the kids have to stop their piano lessons. Wala mo ng PE. Di mo na makakapagpadala sa Pilipinas. Konting tiis, ganun. So, yes, learn to live with less. Kung kinaya nyo dati yon, kakayanin nyo uli yun. So, be frugal. Then, in 2022, then we reopened our Philippines branch. So, it's a crawl, according to, it's not Winston Churchill. Another quote, I forgot. Fly, if you cannot fly, run. If you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, crawl, as long as you're moving forward. So, as long as you're moving forward, small steps are okay. Do what you can with what you have where you are. Like I said. So, yung mga nagsa-start up, darating ang time na parang feeling nyo start up pa rin kayo kahit many years na kayo sa business. I was having that, parang imposter syndrome ata to. Parang I don't deserve having a business kasi I feel like a startup. I've been in business for so long, pero why am I still struggling? Pero that was part of entrepreneurship. You will still feel that kahit later on, ilang years na kayo nagbi-business, you will still feel that. Medyo may break lang muna. Who knows here how to juggle? Sino marunong mag-juggle ng dalawa lang? Pero ilan ba to? 3? May isa pa, Arish? 2 lang. O, sige, 2. Kaya mo, 2.
Georgia.
Try. Alright. So, ngayon, magcha-cha-cha ka.
Sige.
Kaya?
Paano ba?
Oo. Sige.
1, 2, 3.
Ay! Okay. Okay lang. Pero sige, mahirap. Yun. So, just focus. Pero, that is how entrepreneurship is. You will have to juggle so many things at the same time while doing the cha-cha, and kung nakaya nga niya yun, paiikutin ko pa siya. Parang gano'n, tas back and forth. Pero, dahil di rin ako marunong, pero that's how, what entrepreneur, sino gusto mag-try? Meron bang marunong pa mag-juggle? Cha-cha lang. So, that's how entrepreneurship feels like. You feel like juggling at the same time doing the cha-cha kasi you will do everything. You will also be a problem solver. Tapos pag may ma-angry na client, kayo haharap. Ganon. You have to own it. 15 years last year. So, nag-celebrate na lang uli kami. Punta kami ng Baco. So, kasi 15 years. there. So Dad took the team to Azerbaijan, and then
Kasi nga, I want to celebrate. Not because gusto ko i-flex, but I want to let my team experience the adventure. Kasi I love to travel. We love to travel. Sabi ko, it's the only way for us to pay it forward and to build team camaraderie. So, lesson 17, continue to challenge yourself. So, 2024, opened my latest business, which is Pearl Jewelry. Pero not because I want to earn money, but because I want to give back naman to the Filipinos. Because I met a few pearl traders in the Philippines, and I said, like, you know what? I want to promote South Sea pearls. So I want to educate people about South Sea pearls, about pearl farming, because there's so many interesting things about pearls. That's why I also took pearl grading lessons, because I want to be credible. I want people to believe in what I'm sharing. So that's why
Olivia Pearls. And it's also for my mom. So my mom and my dad, my dad was was in Saudi for 35 years. He comes only once in a year. So I said, you know, their hardship, now that he's retired, I want to also give back to them. So that's why I named my pearl jewelry after my mom. Kasi my mom, even though she graduated with 2 degrees, education and accounting, she never worked because she wanted to look after us kids. So I said, like, you know what, to appreciate your hardship and, you know, kasi sabi nila, yung mga tribute and all, pagpatay na, tayo habang bubuhay ka. I want you to experience this. So that's why. So that's lesson 17. And Rome was not built in a day. So huwag kayong maging excited na why, or huwag kayong maging magtaka rin na why am I doing this for many years, pero I'm still not succeeding. It will take time. The strongest, those who last, the entities or the businesses that live longer were not established in a day. They were established longer. And sabi nga ni Dory, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. So 3 more bonus lessons. Authenticity wins over perfection. So also, huwag kayong mag-isip, I'll wait for the business to become perfect, to be perfect before I launch it.
Sometimes silence me. I teach personal branding. And personal branding for me, this helps me a lot, this helps our business a lot because it brings credibility, not only credibility, but attention to our business because people like relatable business and they like to see businesses that are real, not perfect. 19, enjoy the ride. And 20, for me, that's the most important thing because that's the one that kept us going, faith. Because I'm always anxious. I'm an anxious person. I fear a lot, but the faith I have in God is what kept me going. Because you know what? Everything's gonna be okay. Okay, the business will not succeed. It's gonna be okay. He has a plan for me. And whatever it is better than yours. So sabi ko nga, the plan that originally we had was a restaurant business with the furniture and
that was not God's plan. He has something better. I did not know it was the photography business. So, that's my question. It's going to be a heck of an adventure. You will cry, you will be happy, and you will meet a lot of friends, you will make enemies, but it's worth the ride. So are you ready for the adventure of a lifetime? That's entrepreneurship. And you can connect with me on LinkedIn. That's my LinkedIn profile. And please feel free to contact us for any questions. And that's it. Thank you.